Hello, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. This is Bad Side Pumbaa, aka Mr. Miyagi. I am the host with my co-hosts J Rod and Bass Kid. This is It Is What It Is podcast, presented by NYC Wrestling Alliance. Now, people, usually I'm not starting the show, but I'm starting the show today. I just want to thank everybody that's been broadcasting with us live every week on Fridays, 9 o'clock, every day, 9 o'clock Central. I've been enjoying every conflict that we have, every conversation, anything. But the main topics today, we usually talk about wrestling, and wrestling is always about, it is what it is podcast. But today we're going to be talking about mental health, suicide awareness, and cyberbullying. Now, people understand mental health is a big problem nowadays, especially when it comes to life behind doors. You know what I'm saying? I do this podcast every week with my co-hosts, my brothers, and this is our number, I think, yes, 8 episode. Yes, this is our 8th episode. And I just want to let people know mental health is a big problem in wrestling and life in general. And I myself been dealing with mental health issues for a long time, and I'm basically trying to you know brace myself, because at the end of the day, when we have these issues, we go see a therapist and psychologist, and we get these medicines that's supposed to help us, but honestly, at the end of the day, it makes us worse. It makes you very worse, especially when you have anxiety, depression, and when they start giving you prescriptions with Klonopin, Xanax, stuff like that, it's very bad. It's very addictive, and it just gives you more problems, gives you more anxiety. And then once you're not on these pills, after, let's just say if you take these a couple of months or a couple of years, once you stop taking it for a couple of days, you start, withdrawing, and it's very horrible. It's very bad. It's like a heroin addict. Once they're not on their drug, they start getting sick, and all these problems starts coming in. But for what I'm saying is, when you take these mental, prescriptions from the doctors, they think, oh, let me just give you prescriptions for sleeping and depression, and really think it's gonna work. No, it doesn't. It fucking makes you worse, man, and it sucks, man. I've been dealing with this for a while, and thank God, what I'm saying, there's medical marijuana nowadays. But I'm usually not trying to be on that, because I'm trying to get back in the ring, and it's just sad that you know jobs and wrestling, and nowadays they all you know, don't see the problem when it comes to giving you these prescriptions on these depression pills and pain medicines, and it's actually fucking horrible. And I'm one of them that's could say that it's sad. And people, we need to get together and realize that it's a big issue. A couple of weeks ago, I lost a friend. Her name was Stacy. She committed suicide on you know these prescription drugs, because when they took her off the therapy and the program, you know she couldn't get none of her medications, and she started withdrawing, and it's just everything that she held in and she talked about in therapy and stuff just came out the wrong way. And you know Jesus Christ, all my blessings and my condolences to her family, because she was only 29 years old. So I'm here just talking to you, J Rod and Base Kid. Like, how do y'all feel? Did y'all lose any friends from mental health issues and withdrawal drugs? Can let me know.
Me, well, Personally, I only know a few people outside of my family, probably people I went to school with, pretty much that had lost their lives due to drug addiction. You know, it was mostly the main topic that I usually would pop up on. Um, and I also want to thank you guys for coming on the show. Thank you, Mike World Order, Punk Rocker, Luna Bombay,
Yes,
showing
thank
up
you,
to the
Mike.
show. Thank you, Mike World Order. Um, I usually, but I was really close to certain people. But I mean, yeah, I had deaths in my family, but it wasn't like due to. I mean, I think one was due to medication, but it was like due to like a motor vehicle accident. But the other ones where I really don't know. I don't think anybody, you know, I mean, besides people I went to high school with, they all died from drug addiction. I mean, it's sad and it's true, you know. And I've had not seen, but I've heard, and it's sad, you know, to come close to seeing something people that you've seen every day in 4 years of your life. Basically, it's like it's difficult. Like, wow, I can't believe this guy's gone. I wasn't close to him, but it's sad how the person died. Like I said, it's always up the upbringing in the household. I always mention it, in every past episodes. um I also wanted to speak up on that too, because like I never seen anybody like that in my family, or I mean friends for that matter. I mean, maybe depression's bad because things are not going their way, and it's like, it's tough on them, because they're feeling the pressure of like life, and their spirit's not in there, and when you see a family member that's down, or a friend that's really close to you down, you want to try to reach out to them, you know but they might not answer, but they'll answer one way or another, and the way I've seen things, you know just when I was talking to the MWO fan club last night, um it was crazy because the conversation last night was basically, what people have been through in their childhood, that traumatizing events as a kid, you know, and it's tough. It was a good conversation. It was deep. Um, Blue Eyes, thank you for coming on the show.
Yes, Blue Eyes, thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show. That's actually Punk Rocker's mom, by the way. Shout out to her.
Nice.
Um, so when a press friend, comes in, you talk to them. I have friends that have been gone through it, and it's
Well, I'm one
like
of them. I'm one of them,
yeah,
bro.
you're one of them. I've seen you go through it, and it's not even like funny, especially with like the things that they have. They have prescribed meds for people that are going through depression, bipolar, whatever they're diagnosed, whatever type of mental health they're diagnosed with, and
How
it's
about
crazy.
how about you, Base?
Me personally, recently actually, I had a friend from high school and elementary school and high school. I didn't go to middle school with him, but we weren't very close per se. But I know he was going through some stuff, and I had seen him last year, when I was with my ex. We drove through North Carolina, and we saw him. He was there with another friend of mine from middle school, and he seemed like he was doing great. But I mean, I guess he wound up coming back to New York, and one thing led to another. Maybe was in a relationship that didn't work out, or I'm not really sure on the details. But I became aware of this a month ago that he passed away, and they didn't say why he passed away. They didn't say what happened, but me knowing him personally, I knew, and it's just very sad. It's very sad because I felt like if I knew anything, if I knew that he was really going through something, I would have reached out to him, and I now I can't. He's gone. So I mean, that's the only time that I've really had to deal with somebody losing somebody that I knew or that was somewhat close to me. It's the first time, so I really didn't know how to like how to feel about it. I was just in shock. I was just in shock. You never think that somebody that you know, somebody that you've known, to just be gone. I can't talk to him anymore. I can't see him anymore. He's gone. So it's very important that we bring these issues to light, because people that are important to you, one day you wake up and they're just not there. You know, it's sad, but it's a harsh reality of the world that we live in. There's a lot of messed up stuff that goes on. You mentioned earlier in the show cyberbullying, something that takes place, that, you know, people take their lives because of stuff like that. So it's very, it's a very touchy subject. It's a very, very sad situation whenever we lose somebody close to us, or somebody that we even just knew in passing to a mental health issue, you know, of that magnitude.
Yeah, I mean that's just, you know, even when you're like I said, when you're close to a friend,
Yeah,
that's
that
even
is
tough, man.
that is so tough. And my bad, guys. I was dealing with little internet problems, but I'm good now.
Okay.
You need to
Um,
put your internet in a headlock.
yes, I do, man. It's serious. It's crazy. But
Really do.
I personally want to thank you for that, friend. I'm so sorry. My condolences to your friend and his family. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Face? And it's sad, man, that we're dealing with these. You know what's crazy? Ever since this COVID-19, it it basically revealed how badly mental problems are in the world, and one of them in that thing is, being locked indoors for a couple of
Yes.
weeks to a month could drive somebody crazy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Not
People are
going
used to
outside.
not going outside, not going to be able to go into restaurants or the movie theaters or the gym. The gym, one thing, the gym was one of my drugs. You know what I'm saying? I know base, it was one of, shit. I know
Yeah.
base, it was one of your drugs
I
because it's actually very refreshing, and it brings and gives out all the anxieties. And when we don't have that, and we just notice a lot of problems just do.
Yeah. I lost a
Um,
lot. I lost a gym and a job at the same time. I worked in a gym.
Look at that.
They had to close. They no longer it's no longer in
No longer
existence.
existing.
It's gone.
Jesus, man. How long you been out of the job, bro?
That was when COVID started. I just now this week was able to find something. Hopefully it pans out. Was fingers crossed.
Toast to that, my brother.
Yeah,
Toast to
fingers
that. I
fingers
really
crossed.
don't drink like that, but toast like for that. Look, my brother, just for you.
Oh, there we go. Finish the fireball off. There you go.
But I just, guys, I've been dealing with it a lot. You know, mentally. Having a bad relationship again with my dad. We're not talking again, and it's his fault. I would never tell my daughters this is the last text message you're gonna give me, and for him to tell me that, bro, basically you're just saying you're not my father. Like, fuck you. At the end of the day, I love my dad. He makes bad choices, and from what I've taken from this is, you know, it's what you say, that it's a life lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because this teaches me, and him doing that makes me want to be a better father. But mentally, it's really draining, and to have cousins that no longer speak to you because your dad's not talking to you. That shit sucks. I'm blessed to still have my some of my cousins from from my father's side talk to me, and my sisters. We're up and down, but at the end of the day, when their father is basically my dad choose not to speak to me, they just kind of follow the boat, and that's very depressing. And I tend to like the problem that people do is hold it in instead of speaking it out. It just one day I don't want it to explode. So that's why I'm talking it out right now with you guys and with the world that's watching with us, or everybody that supports this. And mental health is the reason why I started this podcast, and with J Rod is basically wrestling and mental health is the biggest issue right now. So now, Justin, take over from here because I got a nurse before I take over from here. I'm so
All
sorry.
right, yeah, no problem. We'll take over from here. So, yeah. So when I'm back to saying, the situation with mental health, shout out to Namir, and thank you for coming on the show. Welcome to It Is What It Is podcast. Um, there was a lot of times I was looking earlier about the suicide rates and the numbers in the U.S. It's like insane. It's surprising the states that's in, like Alabama, Arizona. I'm looking at the numbers right now, and California has the highest because
Wow,
it's a bigger state.
California.
Yeah, California and Texas. California so far, and we're talking about, let me see, 2005. Hold on, I gotta see. I gotta check because they only have number. They only go as far as 2019. So California had over 4,000 deaths.
This year?
2019.
Okay, 2019. Wow, that's still a lot though.
And it's like I'm checking out the ages. The grass is a little more different. I'm gonna share it with you a little bit later on because I would definitely want to bring that topic too. Um yeah, it's insane. Like the suicide rates in Japan, the suicide rates in definitely.
Sorry, guys, I'm back.
All right.
No more
So
interruptions.
so it's insane because like everything else also does with medication too. When somebody's diagnosed with something, say for example, um we have such and such, we have patient A, severe manic depression, bipolar. They give him medication, it's not working, side effects, he can't sleep, he's going crazy, he thinks that people are going after him. And it's sad, like people actually do go through when, especially even being on medication. And the thing is, to me, is that if you're going to, it's like a mental therapy. Like you're going through something that if you're going through a traumatic event as a child, as you bring up into your adulthood, you barely share these things with people because not too many people like to share things. They don't like open up because they're scared that they'll be either make fun of, or they're gonna be
Exactly.
like basically an outsider or an outcast because the way they get treated, the way they open up to people. Like me, I'm totally different. I accept people for who they are, even if they're going through a situation like that, especially if it's a traumatic event. I myself seen and heard stories about it, and it's not, I mean, it's not like the type of thing that you want to like hear, but you want to be, if you have a caring heart, you want to be there for that person because you
Yeah,
don't want to see that person hurt. There's not too many
right.
people in the world like that these days, you know what I'm saying? And what bothers me is that, like, I'll give you a prime example. Is it okay for me to share Miyagi with
Yeah,
you?
go ahead, because I'm
I can
going
share
right
with you.
back after you.
Okay, so you know,
I love
sorry.
the fact that I made this podcast with you, brother. And
Amen
for
to
Base
that.
to join us. Keep going, bro.
So when Jay was in the hospital, he was going through his situation, his health, and all
4
that.
years. 4 years.
I felt like nobody was reaching out to him. I was like, he barely got anybody to speak to him. He barely had any. I probably guarantee he probably had barely had any messages or anybody messaged him. So I hit him up and say, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Introduce myself. That's how I usually do. I just check up on people. I barely introduce myself sometimes. So we was conversating back and forth, and he was talking about, like, because I found out he was a wrestling. I thought he was just a wrestling fan. To my knowledge, I didn't see his whole posts or his whole pictures on Facebook until he's like, yeah, I trained with Eddie Guerrero. Johnny Ross was my trainer. I trained at Gleason's. I was like, wait a minute, what? So I went back to his page, and on Facebook I saw all his old photos. I'm like, holy snap! I did not know that. I was shocked. I was like, oh, I did not know this because I didn't know he was a professional. Like I said, you can't judge a book by its cover. I thought he
No,
was just a
you can't.
fan. I thought he was just a fan like me. because he knew the same people I knew. But tending that, he knows everybody that actually was in the wrestling promotions and the Indian promotions in New York City, in the New York area. Same people that I know that I met 3 years ago. And the surprising thing is that now we connected. Now we're here talking to each
Uh-oh.
other.
There goes J Rod.
What happened?
Your internet just.
Yeah, your internet just went back and forth, brother.
Jesus Christ.
It happens, man. But yeah,
Shouldn't happen. Call my internet company and DDT the crap out of them. Stop messing with my internet. It's crazy because when you're going through a situation like that, you want to tend to care about that person. You know what I'm saying? And I look at these things like, why not him? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not reach to him? Why not talk to him? There's people that are alone in these situations. And that's the main topic. When you're going through a situation like that, it's like,
here.
yeah, it's like, oh, I can't believe that, I'm going through this. Nobody's there for me. Nobody cares. And it's a prime example, of people not just giving that person, not just the attention, but just like at least, say what up, say at least, oh, I care about you. I hope you're okay. It takes just a few messages and to show that you care about that person, I mean, you may not contact the person every day. You might not talk to them every day.
I don't know.
It is what it is,
It is what it is. And for those 4 years of me in the hospital, brother, I learned so much shit, man. And it's crazy. Like, you think that me going through those 4 years, now let me tell you this year how my year started. I went to the hospital, had my surgery, they almost amputated my toe. Mentally, that fucked me up. And it's crazy. It's draining because you have these different doctors telling you different opinions, and these motherfuckers is not like being real. It's like, man, just be real with me. Like, am I gonna lose my toe? And they said I'm gonna lose my toe. So I said, fuck that. Let me go to my podiatrist, meaning for people to know around is your foot doctor. And the reason why I was dealing with these problems is because I had hammer toe, and hammer toe is basically your toes crawl like that. So imagine the friction you're going through when it's rubbing inside your sneaker or anything you're wearing. For a diabetic, we don't heal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So our worst enemy to diabetics is blisters, a callus, or any cuts on your feet. It's the worst thing to have, man, because you can't heal from that shit. For an example, for a little cut on a person's foot, it takes like a day or two. For me, it would take a week. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad it is for diabetics. And depending on my sugar's fine, but no matter what, the problem is that, the medications they give me are just gonna make me worse. So for the beginning of this year, I almost lost my toe. On top of that, when I had the surgery, I had other complications where they found 4 bacterias on that one toe. I'm like, what the fuck, 4 bacterias? So now I gotta fucking have an IV in my arm, you know what I'm saying? But before I had the IV for home, before I went through that, the first time I had surgery this year, they sent me to a nursing home. And I'm basically 34 years old, man. So imagine that shit, brother, that you're there so young. You're watching all these old people, beautiful people, by the way. But mentally, some of them are, not up there. They're having dementia. Some of them have schizophrenic, Alzheimer's, and they're all going through this shit. And the way the nurses and the doctors in this nursing home treated these people were fucking horrible, man. Horrible. And I'm basically a young 34-year-old. Everybody's around me are dying. And I was there for a fucking couple of months, man. And just so you know, I was dealing with that shit every fucking day. Every time you call me, are you all right? Nah, I'm depressed, man. I want to go home. And it's fucked up, bro, because you go through that. Then when after the surgery and me going to the nursing home, I went through also going to a psych ward and thinking I'm gonna get help. No, they make you worse. They just drug you up, tell you that you're a piece of shit, but not literally saying it. They just give you these bullshit things that they're saying that, oh, I'm sorry, pass me a minute. So I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna basically put y'all guys on. There's no help when it comes to being in the mental health. I give anybody that thinks that they wanna, oh, since they trying to battle, trying to commit suicide or preventing to commit suicide or thinking that they're gonna get help. No, man, they just make you fucking worse, bro. Seeing those people hit somebody for no reason is like the psych ward. It's fucking crazy. Even the women there are not all up there. And I went through so much shit this year. I'm just blessed that I met a group of people, and it's NYC Wrestling Alliance. The leader in the head is Luna Bombay. She's my sister. I love
Shout
her
out
to
to Luna
death.
Bombay.
And before I met Luna, here we go. I met J Rod. J Rod, thank you, my brother, because you mentioned nobody in the motherfucking world of my world, basically, and Facebook and family were not hitting me up. The one person, there were a few people that I consider friends, but they're my brothers. But the number one, besides my brother that's here next to me, you and now Bass. I met Bass through fucking J Rod. Thank you both of you, my brothers, because if I did not met you, Jesse, or none of these people in NYC Alliance, I think I would still be in the mental institute or in the hospital, or probably, God forbid, not here. You know what I'm saying? So, telling you, just went through so much shit, but I learned. I learned. I learned the best way I can because my way, instead of a fucking doctor or somebody telling me that they're getting paid to basically try to help me, they were not helping me. People that helped me was the guys that's right here in this podcast with me, gave me the best advice, a better medication, and the medication I'm talking about is knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank you, Jesse, and I want to thank you, Base, and everybody, whoever's watching. Mike, Word Order, thank you so much. Um, I just want you guys to really understand that it's a problem, and it's scary, man. It's scary, bro, because we're losing everybody every day, every minute. Exactly, like as we speak in this minute, in this hour, right now, somebody has passed away or committed suicide. You know what I'm saying? As we speak. And blessings to whoever's going through that. But what I want to go and take from here is that you guys, I need help. And I still need help. I want help. I need it. You know what I'm saying? I want to live to see my daughters get married. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't get help, you know what I'm saying, if people don't listen, and I know you guys are listening and y'all on point, but what and I want Base to answer this question. Base, what you think could help somebody like me, anybody that's right now dealing with mental issues?
Well, you need a strong support system, number one. That helps. That always helps. When you're alone with your thoughts, that's the worst. That's the worst possible thing, in my opinion. Me being, going through my own stuff recently and within the most recent past, just you need to have good people around you. That's where it starts. Everything else comes after that by itself.
I also got a question before you guys start anything, but I want to give a quick shout out to thank you for Summer Productions, Mikey Starks, Demon Ninja, thank you for coming on to the show. Appreciate you guys coming through. But Jay, I wanted to ask you a question because this is a thing that I was taking notes, I was jotting down. Um, there was a person that I was talking to last night that was part of the MWO fan club. We got a deep conversation. You know who the person is. We were talking about medication. The medication,
So
the
about
meds.
Tom, I
Yeah.
spoke, I mentioned earlier about the medications don't help. They
All right. Yeah, the medications, but like the type of medication because you experienced it. I don't know if you experienced it, but like there was a time where I used to have panic attacks. I never told anybody about this. I used to have like really bad panic attacks, and this is
for
mostly
real,
my sleep. In my sleep because of the stress that I held in for so long. And mind you, I'm a 19-year-old, between 19 and 20 years old. And it's like, I don't know. It was tough to deal with because, like I said, I felt like I was all alone and nobody could help me. You know, I couldn't talk to my mother about this problem. I couldn't talk to anybody about this
that's the
problem.
problem.
Yeah, that's
And
been the
that's the
issue.
biggest problem, man.
And I experienced it, but like I said, that strong support group wasn't there when I needed it. That was another problem. And it sucks because the type of medication I was in, it just made me felt like basically I fell asleep. Like it helped
What
me
you
sleep
mean
at
by you
night.
fell asleep?
Well, the medication I was on Klonopin, and
That's what I was on.
yeah,
It doesn't
and
help.
it helped me for some
It,
odd reason because
it,
like I
it
said,
helps, but not all the time.
not all the time, right? But it was like an addiction because you can't really take it all the time. It was like being
Hmm.
dependent on it. When you're being dependent on a medication, like me
You're
with my
fucked.
health, you're screwed because like I go through almost the same thing you're going through, except I have type 2 diabetes and I also have a hypothyroidism that I was born with. Those
I
two
was on
combin
type 1.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
born with the worst.
I was born well, I wasn't born with that. I just got diagnosed at a young age due to the stress that I was going through.
How
Um,
old you was diagnosed?
19. I was in the hospital
I was
when it happened.
diagnosed basically 4 years old.
Yeah, yeah, you had juvenile diabetes. That's
I
bad.
was born with that shit.
Yeah, and I had a family member too that dealt with it, but me, I never knew how to deal with it. It was just like I was eating bad. I was going through severe depression. I didn't tell nobody about this. You know, the only person that knew that I'm really mostly close to is Mike Rolled Order. And you know, talking to people last night, I wanted them to share their experience with me. And when I heard the things that they went through, it was like, man, you know, maybe one of these days we can have them on the show and talk with us and share their stories. I know it's just not, you know, all about mental health. I mean, today we're making the show about mental health because it gave me an idea last night. Like, oh, we got to talk about this. This is serious, you know?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I made the show about wrestling and mental health.
Yeah, because we got wrestling fans. We all can talk about wrestling, but then like today, I was in the mood to talk about this because like I've seen people go through these things, you know, and like I said, from a guy who has experience working at as a security guard at a health clinic and a mental hospital, I'm still dealing with it at a train station. I've seen a lot. Trust me, it's not funny. This thing is just like it's a serious matter, and it's sad because like it
A
seems like the
huge
government's
matter,
not doing.
actually.
Yeah, it is, and to me, you know, it's like either these people are depending on meds or they're depending on drugs or they're depending on alcohol. Three major things that are basically are toxic. The
Yeah,
toxicity levels of the drugs that what I wanted to bring up on this conversation was Klonopin was one of them. Well, Klonopin was one of them. And there's a lot of drugs that out there like Zoloft, Seroquel. There's a whole base of I was doing some research
Xanax,
earlier. Xanax. I mean, you know,
Oxys,
Oxycontin's for pain medicine. I don't, yo, it's like all the toxins in that medication can harm you.
Percocets,
Percocets, that's one of them. And the thing,
Ambience.
well, you know all the medications because I'm
Yes,
just
I
like I
do.
don't mess with it. I was never into like. I just do like.
You
I just.
know, this even blow your minds.
It
Base,
does.
J Rod, how many prescriptions do you think I am on?
Probably 5. I'm just guessing.
7.
You I'm on, all right. I am on 26 prescriptions, brothers.
Damn, 26. Why 26?
26 for my kidneys, for my liver, for my lungs, for my eyes, for my basically my antibiotics, my
Sorry
diabetes,
about that.
depression, sleep, anxiety, all that is the reason why I'm on 26 prescriptions.
Wow.
26. And you know what's crazy? The side effects to those prescriptions
Or worse.
are making my fucking problem even worse.
They're worse.
Now, for an
Exactly.
example, I got kidney problems. Why are you gonna give me pills that the main problem, the side effects, is having kidney problems? Does that make any fucking sense?
I'm not a doctor, but no.
No, I don't need to be a doctor to know to even. You're smart, guys. You're not stupid. For now, base for real. You think that's smart to give me a prescription that's gonna make my problem even worse?
Well, personally, like I don't know what prescriptions you're on, but like you said, you have a lot of different medical conditions. What would concern me is mixing medications.
That was the next topic
Do you
I was
take
going to talk
26
about.
different medications a day?
That doesn't mean I'm gonna take all of them one day. Look,
I
for an
understand
example,
that.
I take 5 one day of what I gotta take. The next day I take the other 5.
Do you have
The
a
next day I
schedule?
take the other 5. But sometimes I don't even take all 5. I'll take 1 or 2. I'm not stupid, man. If
Yeah.
I'm feeling a problem, that's when I take it as needed. If I feel I need it, brother. So yeah, base.
Okay, yeah, because I'm saying that's
Wow,
a
60
lot.
pills on a 3-day. Oh my God.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, man. Yo,
Not 60 pills, brother. Like I'm talking about like 26 prescriptions, and I take out of those 26 prescriptions, I basically cut them down for like 2, 5, whatever, as
Yeah.
needed though.
Yeah, because that's
yeah.
dangerous.
But
That's
the
You're right
main
dangerous.
about
pills
that.
that I take every day is my diabetes pills.
You need those.
Yeah, you
And
definitely
on
do.
top of that, they still give me kidney problems because that's the side effects. It's retarded. That don't make no sense.
So you have
So
you
you
have
know what I
one
do?
pill that fixes one thing but messes with another thing, and then you just back and forth
So
with.
what I do is thank God to medical marijuana. Instead of me taking my prescriptions, I smoke medication marijuana.
Yeah, I think that's the route that's
It's
going.
called
Everybody's doing
Dot
now.
Nug. If anybody wants to know, it's real. It's $200 a year, and it's real. Whatever prescription, you gotta have proof that from a doctor where you have whatever prescriptions you have. They have their own. They have doctors. You send it to them. They look at what you got, what you take. So if you got diabetes problems or kidney problems, they give you marijuana. It could be flower form or pill form.
Wow.
It's like CBDs, yeah.
Yes, CBD. Thank God
CBD
for CBD.
medication. Yeah, that's the thing that's going on. That's the new thing that's been going on in the world today. That if people were like dependent on especially with cancer and
Yes,
glaucoma.
cancer is one of the reasons why medical marijuana is actually on point.
Yeah, and it's just helping people
CBD
get
actually helps
through it.
dogs for their
Yeah,
anxiety.
I got some for my dogs. I bought one not too long ago, but it's not like CBD. It's more like it has like natural stuff in it. Because if you use natural herbs, it helps you out. But like I said, that was the topic when I snapped my finger to base when he said something about mixing prescriptions. That
Mm-hmm.
was another thing. One thing was it that we talked about was Dark Side of the Ring when it was an episode of Luna Vachon. Talking about mixing medications. I mean, that's the main reason of deaths in America. I mean, just like what
Mixing
Luna Bob,
medications and drinking on medications is the horrible thing.
just like what Luna said. Yep, the FDA is killing the folks slowly.
Slowly but surely.
You know, it's the FDA. You know, the FDA approved the whole quarantine. You know, not the. I mean, like you know, they're just approving everything. All the drugs in the world, like you can take, and it's gonna kill you, like in an instant. Like you know, what's the worst drug out there that people are actually taking? That's like kind of worse than heroin. Fentanyl. People are just one little shot, boom, they're done, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
They're
You know,
mixing that in everything right now.
and not only that, they're mixing that with other prescription drugs. They don't need to be mixing with. They have no business to be mixing with.
You know?
You know, there's people. Drug addiction is also a mental health issue. Drug addiction is a disease. I was telling Jay about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the same thing. Like I've seen it. Trust me. I worked at a clinic and I worked at a hospital security guard. I've seen these things, and I heard right out of people's mouth. Oh, they're ready. They want to die. They took medication. They mixed pills, and surprisingly, some of them just are like still normal, but some of them are just like just basically to the verge of death.
Wow.
Because it takes a matter of minutes and seconds, or sometimes it'll take a snap of a finger, then boom, you're flatline.
Also depending on your body weight.
Oh, NyQuil too. I forgot. Thank you, Luna. She said NyQuil also. There's people that there's a thing called lean. You
It's
know, a lot
not
of people
NyQuil, bro. It's she said NyQuil. No, it's basically
codeine,
codeine and
alcohol,
promethazine.
promethazine, and
That's
codeine. Yeah,
lean.
NyQuil has somewhat codeine in
NyQuil,
it
you
though,
could
but
do
not
it, but
much.
no, it's really for lean. It's really promethazine and codeine.
Yeah, that's
That's what
another
it is.
thing that people are obsessive drinking, especially in the
They all
South. That
got that
was
from New Orleans. It's a New Orleans thing.
something I don't know about, and I won't even touch it. So yeah, but yeah, that's another thing that even some
Well,
rappers
people
like,
also take triple C's. That's fucking crazy.
oh yeah, that's even worse. I mean, lean and Sprite and NyQuil, Demon
People
Ninja
also
said.
smoking K2. That's even more.
Oh, I've seen people
That's
on K2. Oh my
that's
God.
Jesus Christ.
You ever heard of Tiki or whatever it's called? Like it's
Or they
embalming.
smoking K2. What happened?
It's this thing called Tiki. I don't know. They call it here in Connecticut. It's embalming fluid mixed with weed.
That's
Oh,
gross.
vomit fluid. You talking about angel dust? You talking about Tikal? You talking about
Something like
you
that.
know it's
Yeah.
crazy. Method Man made an album called Tikal, and it's basically about angel dust.
Wow.
And they call it wet water. That's
I've seen people
that's the
on it,
thing.
but they with the blooming the like the session of the embalming fluid, it's even worse. It's even worse because angel dust is like what, cocaine mixed with weed, something like that. I don't know.
No, brother. It's angel dust is basically a bomb fluid. What they all right? Let's just say when you die, right?
Mm-hmm.
They put this thing then you through the body where it like melts or whatever, and it's like a liquid. It's basically something that they put when you die, and
Mm-hmm.
it smells horrible.
Oh,
They
it
what they
does.
do is take the liquid where you could, let's for an example, you take a cigarette, you dip the whole cigarette inside the bottle of that liquid, or you get mint leaves, you put it in the drop of that liquid, and it's basically embalming fluid. You're
It's the
smoking.
worst. It's the worst. I've
That's
seen
horrible.
in
Oh
the
yes,
area
it
I
stops.
used to live at. Yeah.
What it is for stops the the smell when you die. Basically, it's horrible.
I'll
It
be right
stops the
back.
smell from people smelling that horrible decay. So that's what embalming fluid is. So people nowadays like to smoke it or inject it. It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
What's your thoughts on that? Basically,
It's gross. It sounds disgusting. Like it sounds really disgusting.
it is really disgusting, man. I smelt it, and I went through my times. You know what I'm saying? Some people put it in marijuana. It's some. That's how I like.
Yeah.
I went. That's how I found out about it and stuff like that. So
Oh no, 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 no,
the
no.
bad thing about that shit, man, is that if you, I know people that got addicted to it, and it's very addicting. The one thing that's horrible about that is that if you, the bad thing out of it is that you could go mentally crazy on that, like gone. Some people can't come back from that, and it's very, very bad. Like honestly, bro, I had a friend. His name was Albert, and I don't know. Nobody knows where he's at right now. From what I last time I seen him, and that was 7 years ago.
Wow.
He was gone, man. Like laughing, talking to himself, and he needed to smoke it. If he doesn't have it, he just starts punching people in the face in the streets for no reason. You go, you get, you. It's basically, for an example, LSD. If you get a
Uh-huh.
bad trip, you can't come back from it mentally. Well, that's what bomb and flip could
Oh,
do.
okay, all right. So that's kind of like, all right. I had
That's what it
somebody,
does. Bomb and flip.
that I knew, that I don't really associate with anymore. But this person, they were doing ketamine,
Oh man. So wait.
and
Kennedy sometimes is good, sometimes it's not good.
no,
Where they
very
got it
bad.
from? From a doctor?
I don't know where he got it from. I saw him one night. I was riding my bike home.
He probably
He
got it illegally, and that's
he
the
didn't
worst. You can't. You don't know if you find that shit and you don't know the chemist. You're fucked,
he didn't
man.
even
You're fucked.
recognize me.
Oh
Okay,
hell
he didn't
no.
recognize me. He was
He had a
in the
bad batch.
street.
It was a bad
He
batch then.
thought people were out to get him. Turns out I found out the next day that he went home and
He probably took too much. He
he
probably
assaulted his
overdosed.
family members, and it was bad. It was very
Yeah,
bad.
he overdosed on that.
We don't speak to him anymore because of the nature of the crime he committed after,
What crime he
while
committed?
on, he did some bad stuff. I don't want to get too into it,
Okay, I understand.
but it was very, very bad. It was deplorable. And it's scary because I think he was going through some mental issues, and he turned to drugs. And drugs are scary because they'll bring out the worst in you. They could bring out the best in you, but they could also bring out the worst in you. And it happened to bring out the worst in him.
Jesus. My
So
blessings to him and his family, man.
yeah, I mean nobody died, so that's the good thing. But it was very serious.
For
Where'd
an
J Rock
example,
go?
my advice to that, he had a better life before that, just toast to his better life. But now, all you got to do is send his blessings, man, because he's in danger right now. And it's not really his fault sometimes, man. You can't blame him all the way. You got to blame whoever got him influenced into that.
Hmm.
And
Well, I mean, at the same time, he's a grown man. He's almost 40.
you're breaking up. What you said, bro?
Oh, I'm breaking up.
Yeah,
Can you
you
hear me?
sound
Am
like
I
a
coming more
robot.
clearly?
And
Okay.
where's J-Rod?
I don't know. That's what I just asked. I don't know where he went. He disappeared. Maybe he'll come back.
Keep talking? Oh,
There
there
he
you
I'm
goes.
go.
here.
There he
I
goes.
just had
Okay.
I had a quick bathroom break. I'm sorry,
Oh,
guys.
okay. Yeah, yeah. No problem. No problem. But
No
yeah. All
problem.
right. So, I mean, I didn't mention his name, and there's no way he's never gonna see this. And like I said, I personally, you know, something happened the other week. You know, the first week I was supposed to be on the show. We had a mutual
Yeah,
friend that
I remember that.
actually that was shot and killed in Jamaica, Queens, and he showed up to the vigil. I mean, he what he did was very deplorable, but because we were all there for our, for one common mutual thing, we put aside our differences and we grieved together, we mourned together. We asked him how he was doing. He said he was doing a lot better. He hadn't been doing any drugs in over a year, smoking, nothing, just living a sober life. So he hopefully can, fix the issues that he has going forward. And like I said, I mean, we saw him, we spoke to him, we wished him the best. But like I said, what he did, whether he was on drugs or not, absolutely deplorable. I don't think that I'd be capable of what he did. So I'm not going to judge him because, like I said, he was going through a tough time. and drugs do messed up stuff. They mess your head up. So I wouldn't personally put myself in that position, but I understand that there's people that go through things, and that they turn to that, or it's just
Yes,
readily available.
yes.
It's there.
Matt
They take it, and that's it. Game over.
Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy went through the same things that we're talking about, man. And thank God they're in a better path right now, and it's because they had kids.
Hmm.
Jeff Hardy has 2 daughters. Matt has 2 sons. And if it
And
wasn't
now I
for
believe a
those kids,
daughter now as
Yeah,
well.
he has
yeah,
2 sons.
and for those beautiful things that came into their life, saved them. But they were
Mhm.
also on Vicodins, cocaine, Klonopins, like Xanax, painkillers, and drinking, and that shit is not cool, man.
Especially when they
Not
mix
cool.
those meds with alcohol too. That's even a deadly mixture.
And they were being prescribed by the company. I'm not gonna say what companies they were in, but we all know they're wrestlers, but they were prescribed those drugs, man.
That's scary. That's scary.
That's the problem that people not understanding.
Well, it's
Sometimes,
good. It's good that we have you here to bring this to the light, because this is stuff that I wouldn't personally know what goes on behind the scenes. I
it's
don't know
not
it all.
really behind the scenes. They're documented it. You watch 24/7 Jeff Hardy and Matt, y'all will see what I'm talking about. But
Mm.
in between the lines, and you're not stupid to know the companies that they were in. Not gonna blow names, but we all know what companies they were in.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to tilt my hat to AEW. They're phenomenal. But other companies beside that, the drug addiction and the drug problems it's a problem, man.
Yeah, no, it's just like, especially with some of the wrestlers, like especially Nick Gage, he was one of them. You know, with his documentary on Dark Side of the Ring, everything was crazy, man. Especially ECW, XPW,
Look at
CCW.
rest in peace. Look at New Jack.
Wow.
He
Yeah,
was
New
on
Jack.
cocaine.
Yeah, he was heavy into cocaine. I mean, and he even exploited out every wrestler that was
Look at
using it.
Iron Sheik, cocaine, Percocets, and all that. You know, that shit is it's not. It's
Speaking of
scary, man.
Speaking of that, they got stopped during they had a traffic stop. It was him and Hacksaw Jim Duggan in a car
Yes.
together.
Yeah, but like what's sad about that, and let me just put it on to the world for Hacksaw had no idea there were drugs inside of this guy's suitcase. And when at the last minute when he said it, he still got the kick in the ass, but at the time they had a feud. Nobody at that time in WWF
Not
knew
supposed to be riding
that all the
together.
good guys and the bad guys were riding in the same car. They just fucked
Kayfabe.
up everything. But it wasn't Hacksaw's fault, man, and he got the kick in the ass. By the way, my blessings to him and his family, because Hacksaw Jim Duggan is dealing with prostate cancer right now.
Yeah, stage 2.
Yep.
Yeah, he had surgery not too long ago. I think it was like last week.
So yeah, it wasn't really his fault, man.
Yeah, and another topic I wanted to hit, since we hit all the topics about, what do you think about cyberbullying, guys?
Ooh, I got a story about that, but Base, what you think too?
Cyberbullying. Okay, so cyberbullying, I've I don't want to say I've been a victim, because I don't like that word victim.
Nobody does.
Wasn't a victim of cyberbullying, but there was attempts at cyberbullying against me. J-Rod knows about this. I made a few comments. I was not in a good place mentally. I had just gone through a breakup with my ex-girlfriend. I was coming back from Florida, and it just one post led to another comment, and then it just became out of hand. I made a comment to I'm gonna just keep it real because that's what I do. I made a comment because I was upset. I had been streaming, then not streaming. I was with my ex-girlfriend in Florida, and just didn't things didn't go things didn't go well. I felt like my streaming dream was being stifled, and I didn't have her support mentally her support, not her monetary or just support in general. Mentally, I felt as though eh, she
He
didn't
was
care.
betrayed. He was
I
lost. Yeah.
not even lost, just I just felt like she just didn't get it and wasn't understanding when it came to the streaming. It wound up there was other things that went on. I don't want to get into it right now. Maybe one day we'll touch on it when it's relevant to the episode. But the relevance of this in this story is I wound up leaving.
Cyberbullying. Yeah.
I wound up leaving. It was one of the reasons why I left. It wasn't the only reason. I was coming back to New York on the train. I saw a post about there was a card that had came out in the baseball game that I couldn't get yet because
Shohei Ohtani 99,
yeah, the
5.
Shohei Ohtani, J Rod knows, and it's silly because it's a game, it's whatever, but I streamed the game, and I hadn't been able to stream the game, and I was frustrated, and I saw that there was a kid. I didn't know he was a kid. Now I know he's a kid, but at this point, I just thought it was another dude like me in one night leveled the card up max to like the maximum level. The card came out, he had the card max level within a day. And I made a comment. I was salty. I was like, damn, like I don't even play the game anymore. Like this is something that I used to love to do. And now I feel anxiety anytime, even now to this day, before I get on the stream, I feel anxiety because I feel like maybe my stream is not living up to the potential that I see it living up to, and it frustrates me, and it's taxing mentally because it's something that I really want to do, and it's something that I might one day have to stop doing because it's not feasible for me. But I said to the kid, I think I said something to the effect of let me cut to the chase because now I'm just dragging it. I think I said something like, you need to either get a girlfriend or go outside. Oh my gosh. I was attacked with like reckless abandon. I had random strangers messaging me. Random strangers messaging me. Oh, you're not in my Twitter profile, attacking me for what I had in my Twitter profile. I think I had like King of New York, and I had like a little like a bio about myself, like a little funny bio about myself. I love you too, Namir. Appreciate you being here still. But yeah, I went through it, man. I had strangers telling me to die, to go to hell, that I was a loser, that why am I posting about the game? I don't even play the game. Just a whole bunch of people that I thought were my friends blocked me on Twitter over this. So
it all started the comment of a big streamer. That's why.
Everything just it just rolled and rolled until it became a big issue. And then I felt as though I couldn't recover from it. It took me about a month to even want to stream again. And when I had the itch to stream, then I got anxiety because I had the same feelings of when I was trying to stream when I was in Florida, and just anxiety, and then just depression and just sadness. And just it's such a trivial sounding thing, like, oh, I want to stream. Yeah. Oh yeah, stream this, stream that. Why don't you get a real job? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Have you ever had someone, people tell you you can't do something?
What?
It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling.
No.
It's not a good feeling. But long story short, that was the cyberbullying that I endured. I was just attacked by random strangers that I don't know from a hole in the wall. And it went on for like a week. It went on for like a good week. There was a lot of people that agreed with me though, too. Don't get me wrong, but I was also attacked. And I wasn't very happy about it.
I thought it was funny.
It made me yeah, it's funny now looking back at it, but it's like, come on.
It was funny, period. Because it was like, it's not healthy for
I didn't even curse. I didn't curse at anyone. I didn't tell anyone to that they have no life or that they should stop playing the game. I told someone they should maybe go outside the house or get a girlfriend.
Go
outside, like maybe it was kind of a little harsh. I found out later it was a kid. Like he was like a 14-year-old or 15-year-old kid, and I was like, damn, all right, I didn't know it was a kid. It's Twitter. Everyone has. They don't even have pictures of themselves on Twitter. It's a picture of like nothing. A picture of a baseball card or a picture of something that's not themselves. How am I supposed to know that you're 15 years old, 14 years old, however old you are? And then you're getting all of your people that you know in your community to come attack me.
It's sad that the parents even letting the person get on that.
But see, that's another part of it. The parenting. If the parenting's not there, these kids are on the phone. They're saying they're cursing at strangers. You don't know who you're talking to on the
Being
other end of that exchange.
disrespectful too. On top of that,
You don't know if the person that you're also telling to die is suicidal. You don't know that. You don't know if the person you're telling, yo, you should go die because you made a comment to somebody online. Like, that's harsh.
And just to be on topic with that, cyberbullying, yes, I dealt with the same situation, but mine wasn't a kid, man. It was a guy that's basically 40 something years old now. He was a wrestler, probably still is, and
be back.
from what I heard, he was a fireman, and he's a married man. For this guy to be that old and to be a fireman and all this shit, this guy acts like a kid. Why would you go on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and start, talking shit about me and certain wrestlers? And his name is Pete Simmons. These
Never heard of
guys
him.
and whoever's watching, watch out for that guy, man. He's a horrible guy. I don't wish bad on nobody. I would never, you know what I'm saying? I love my enemies. I still love to all my enemies. But this guy has no reasons to be a part of this planet. For a simple fact is that he's a disgrace, man. Horrible. He'll go diss your grandmother, your mother, your kids, your wife, whatever. And he's 40 something years old. He wants to bully people, make a place called Trash Bag Rustlers, and talk about people and laugh at people who has autism.
That's
That
horrible.
guy.
I think I heard of him before.
His name is
I heard
Pete
there was a
Simmons,
story.
a
I
fucking
think it was
scumbag.
there was a guy. There was a lot of wrestlers that brought up this person's name.
Damn, I thought I was supposed to be the controversial one. Sheesh.
And Jesus Christ,
Oh.
holy crap. Yeah. So so the thing too is like I think I heard that name, but I heard stories about other wrestlers too. I don't think it was him, but I think it was other people that were saying a lot of bad things and all this other stuff. It's ridiculous. Speaking of your guys' side, I had a situation. Kit knows about it.
Oh God, here we go.
All right. So there's a situation with a certain streaming community that is like a fucking cult. Okay. But what pissed me off was that to me, it's like patheticism. New word I brought up. I'm sorry.
You're making up words now.
Yeah, I'm making up words because I can. They got to figure it out. Look it up in the dictionary.
There we go. There we go. Look it up.
Oh
my gosh.
So I had a situation going on with a streaming community, and thanks to Kip, he lightened me up on the situation. It was a situation where I was promoting Mike World Order. We love Mike World Order. Everybody loves Mike World Order. And the funny part, what cracked me up was that I went to this. He's like a big streamer. He's well known. Whatever.
We should have him on the show one day.
Trust me, he don't want to be on the show. He needs
good luck.
Good luck.
That one.
We're not females. Trust me, he's a creep. Anyway, so so we found out about the situation where when I was promoting Mike World Order, he was okay with it.
No, I was talking about we should have Mike on the show, but anyway, God,
Mike, yeah, we're gonna.
That's what I'm talking about. That's how we should have Mike on the show.
We'll have Mike on the show. Trust me, we'll have Mike on the show.
That's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about that creep, man.
Oh, I thought you was talking. I'm like, yeah.
No, I was talking about Mike.
Yeah, we're gonna have Mike. Trust me, we are gonna have Mike World Order on the show. Mike World Order. It's what your husband's watching. Sorry.
I mean,
She plugged
We
in.
should put him on now. Where is he?
I don't know what he's doing. I think he was busy earlier because I called him.
I think he's watching right now.
Hey, Mike, are you available right now? Are you free? Can you
Find
answer
out
on the
if
show?
Mike's
Mike,
available.
text
Let's
us
get
if
him
you're
in here.
available right now.
Text me if you're available right now. I'm gonna send you the link, brother.
Make sure you're not naked in the dark.
Hashtag naked. You know what? Just for that, there's a story to that, and it's funny. If you guys did not see the episode of the MWO last week,
Matter of fact, yeah, have him on the show real quick. He's one of the brothers that could talk about mental health, and he
he
dealt with that
is.
himself.
He definitely is. Let me hit him up. So back to what I was saying about the
All
story
right,
that I
I'm
was
sorry
going
to
through.
interrupt you, Jalen.
Nah, it's cool. I love when you talk about Mike World Order, man. That's her brothers right there. So back to what I was saying while I'm doing all this. So I was going through that, and I was like, the guy was cool about it, and I thought he was cool, whatever. He was like, yeah, okay, you can put it on the sports chat. It's a busy, chat, whatever, whatever, right? So I guess a month and a half came by, and he's telling me, oh, he messaged me on the on DM and on Discord, and I just happened to look up because I don't pay attention. There's too many. Mike, I sent you the link, by the way.
There we go.
So when it happened, I was like, he was okay with it. He told me, yo, just put in on the,
Definitely let him start.
whatever Discord channel he wanted to put me on. So I put it on. I was promoting it every week. I barely was on the Discord talking to them. Maybe they felt some type of way about that because I barely was on their Discord, whatever, because they were toxic and they were just like, it was too much. Like, I'm not even going to deal with it, right? So I came in, and then when I found out that Base saw what was going on, he's like, yo, I'm still on the gym. I want to check something out. He sends me the screenshot. Base Kid sends me the screenshot, and I was literally pissed. It was like this dude was like on some high schoolness, like, yo, son, all you had to do was like, yo, don't lie to me, saying that you didn't want it, but you said, oh yeah, the community didn't want him on, didn't want me to post it. Like, they don't know the guy, this and that. Like, I understand you told me that in my DMs, but at the same time, you could have told me like, yo, it was you that you didn't want it on the show. You didn't want me to post NWO on your channel. If you said it was just that one time, you should have said it was that one time.
Exactly.
That person directly just told me, but then you try to clown me in front of everybody, in front of your community, like you think it was cool. Like, yo, son, you 49 years old, man, grow up. You still in that high school mentality, son. You lucky if you didn't come from my city, yo, you would have been messed up for that. You would have gotten dealt with right then and there. I don't play that stuff. I'm sorry that my life does not revolve around the internet 24/7. I got stuff going on. Okay, we all got real life situation going on besides the internet. Okay,
what he paid for is in there.
Exactly.
That's for you.
And the thing what bothered me is that damn, you could have told me directly, and then now your buddy and tries to attack me. And it all started with this, with the whole Facebook post about the New York Mets. And this clown, I'm not gonna mention his name, another clown, is trying to act all hard and all that. Like, yo, son, don't even try to come with me like that.
Exactly.
You're being disrespectful. Like, yo, son, you coming in now, you want to come in hard, like you want to come in and attack me. Like, okay, cool, keep going, keep talking. So that happened.
Mike gonna join us, but go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I just sent him the link. Let's give him a few minutes. He's probably just prepping up. And sorry. And then it was back and forth, and you see my daughter in the background. Say what up to everybody.
The queen, the princess. The princess is there.
Future champion, MWO
Future champion. There you
Future
go.
queen.
My cook is the one.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters from the NYC wrestling land, may I give the best shout out and welcome Mike Cook from Mike World Order. My brother, welcome to the It's What It Is podcast, my brother.
What's going on, Mike?
Welcome to It Is What It Is podcast.
Throw it up. Everybody throw it up at the same time. Let's do it. Throw it up at the same time.
Well, hold on. I think
Mike,
we're getting
I
some
wanted to ask
reverb.
you a
I think
question.
we're getting some echoing there.
Yeah, we got echo.
What's
Mike, we
happening?
got echo in the
You
back.
know, is it cool if I Christian the show for a moment?
Well, yeah, but hold on. I wanted to ask you a quick question.
Yo, we
What's
hearing
your
background
thoughts?
noise. Mike,
Yeah,
we
Mike,
hearing
we got
background noise.
background from your background, bro.
It might be that he's watching the
Hello?
podcast.
Mike is watching
How
the
about now? Is that
show.
But Mike, I wanted to ask you a question. My question is, what's your thoughts?
Hold
And
on
your-
1 second, guys.
Okay,
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna volume game up because I had to exit out of one room and getting in here. So hold up.
but Mike, you
All right,
hear me?
so yeah, I can hear you now. So what's your
All right,
question, bro?
my question is, what's your thoughts and your basically your situations dealing with mental health and cyberbullying?
I'd say the worse it got, and I think J-Rod can attest to it. I'd say 2020. I think it hit like an all-time high with, cyberbullying because people are at home, they're bored, they're losing their mind, they're out of their jobs. It's pretty much everyone is like heckling, scamming. OnlyFans hits an all-time high.
Oh
It's gotten to the point to where it felt like the morale of how life is just went completely down because everything we were used to having was taken away from us. It's mind numbing. It really messes with your head, and just everything that's going on. It really makes.
Good because I thought it's
What's up?
okay. No, keep going. I'm sorry, my brother.
Oh no, you're good. It really makes you it makes you reevaluate your life. It makes you wonder, okay, what did I do wrong just to go through this situation? And I remember hearing Basecamp earlier when he mentioned, when COVID hit, he lost both his job and his gym. And I know exactly where he was coming from because I lost my job. I didn't know what to do next. I lost both of my jobs.
Oh my God. I'm sorry to hear that.
The gyms were closed. There was nothing to do. It was a rough moment for everybody. And honestly, a few things kept me through. Family, my friendship with J-Rod, my relationship with him as my brother. Pretty much me, him, his sister, we pretty much stayed in contact, and it was just one of those things. Everyone was helping each other get through it. And a lot of people showed a lot of their true colors online. And I'm pretty sure you saw it. We've all saw it. The levels of toxicity was at an all-time high worldwide. And it really affected a lot of people in the process, me included. It still kind of is now, even though I'm working. But when work is over, I'm back in that same setting as I was. I'm back in the apartment and I'm back home because you're used to being cooped up like this, kind of like a prisoner in a way,
Mm-hmm.
So it's very bothersome, That's one thing I like about this show.
Earlier one half broke.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That's why the one thing I like about this show, and I say it all the time, and I feel like it's become a unsacred catchphrase for the show, but you guys really are changing the ideology of mental health in pro wrestling for fans.
I appreciate that.
Y'all can use that too, because I told J-Rod. I've said it so much, it just clicks.
Yeah.
Look at that new design for a shirt.
I like the new design that's in the background with Kip. I was like, that's what's up.
Oh yeah, you like that one?
Ever. That was actually the first design. The first.
Yeah, this was the.
Y'all
Y'all
this was
should have
the-
What's
kept it.
the,
I like the
First one.
crown, and I know it's a ring, but it looked like a crown.
Yeah.
I wanted to say it's a blessing, brother, that I met you and through J Rod, and I'm so happy you guys mentally put a past your problems and know your friendship is the one thing that matters in this. You know what I'm saying? And you fix your issues with Base Kid. We and you never had issues. We had, but honestly, it was just you know what was the problem? It was the outside, the weeping spiders that fucked with us. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh yeah.
I just want to say to you, Mike, it's a blessing. And I started this podcast with J Rod, and you were the influence on for me to start doing my own shit. Because everybody tell me, yo, Jay, why don't you? Since you're not in the ring yet, why don't you do a podcast then? And me watching your NWO, it influenced me, and I want to thank you, Mike.
Well,
Honestly,
I
and
appreciate
thank
that.
you for making me one of your brothers.
Oh yeah, I look at all three of you guys as my brothers. You know, J Rod, Base Kid. I love you guys. You know, I'm glad we're back, you know, together and all that. So that being said, if I can have you guys' permission,
Hold
I
on
wouldn't
a second.
mind.
Hold on.
I wanna shoot a quick promo for y'all.
Oh, there we go.
There
Give it
you
to him.
go.
Since
Do
I'm
it.
zoomed in. So everyone that's
Look at that
out there in the
beautiful
group
bullhead
chat
of
that's
his.
watching, because everyone know it ain't it is what it was. It is what it is. It's Friday. You know what time it is.
Yes.
You know what time it is.
What time is it, brother?
It is what it is. That's what time it is.
I
Check your
love
clocks.
that.
Check your clocks. Take off your socks and get ready for the best Friday night delight that you ever seen. Okay, the New York trifecta, J Rod, Mr. Miyagi, Base Kid. They running it, man.
Thank
Changing
you.
the ideology of pro wrestling for mental health with fans.
I totally appreciate that, my brother. What about you, J Rod? What you think? What's your thoughts on that, brother?
Well, since now we're all here and discussing about this situation, I'll get back to what I was saying to finish up the story, but I'm going to get back to what I was saying. So us three, we're here. Actually, us four. So we're talking about an affiliation going on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be also having my spot back in MWO.
Uh-oh.
I'm coming back to the MWO.
Right, I want. Am I still a part of the NWO, Mike?
Yeah, y'all the OGs.
All right,
the OGs
yes.
of the MWO.
We the OGs. We bringing it back. We bringing it back.
You know, it's MWO. It's what your husband's watching.
Exactly. It's like this thing, you know?
You can't put me and Mike in a room together, man. I'll be honest with you guys.
Hey, like we said last week on Twitter, don't be naked in the dark. Tune in to Mike World Order, and it is what it is.
Facts.
That was so funny, man. That story was hilarious. The scene of Baby Boy with Ving Rhames butt naked in the kitchen, that was hilarious.
That was me last
Lord.
Saturday. I was like messaging people. Hey, y'all want some breakfast?
Y'all want some breakfast?
You
That was
must be
hilarious.
And I was
coming
watching Baby Boy as I was cooking breakfast.
back?
Wow, what a coincidence. Maybe you wanted to reenact that scene.
That's why I'm like,
Be careful, because Mikey Starks is here on the show.
We love you, Mikey.
We love you, Mikey. Yo, let me tell you something about Mikey Starks, man. When after you left, it was me,
I'm gonna need that.
Mikey Starks,
Starks.
Filthy Tom Spiker, a nameless Goulet. We had also Mikey Starks also on the show. I mean, not on the show, but we was all doing the chat up, and Celeste was there, aka Punk Rocker. We was all. Let me tell you something. It was I'm telling you, I got goosebumps from this. This was the
You sounded like
closest.
a robot a little bit, brother.
Jesus Christ!
In my
hold on.
end, I don't know about anybody else.
How can
Nah, you
can
sound
everybody
fine
hear
to
me?
me.
I'm fine, perfect.
You sound
I'm good.
fine for
I'm
me.
still sounding messed up a little bit.
I still sound like I'm from the Bronx.
He's trolling you. He's trolling you.
He's trying.
No, he's not.
No, I'm
He
not. I'm
trolling?
not. See, for real. I'm being for real. That's what I'm hearing. I hear
Oh,
all of y'all like that for some reason.
Oh, you got to reset your stuff. I think
It's
you got to
probably
do
my
something.
shit. Don't worry. Just
Yeah.
keep talking, but don't worry about it.
All right, so it got close. It was deep. We
Thank
had a real deep conversation. I got to know everybody. Everybody got to know me. Tom is the one I mostly felt because he was the one that like opened up to me and everybody else in that room. I know he did open
He
up to
opened up to
everybody,
me about the situation too, though. Okay.
but he was like, I'm telling you, I wanted to give that man a hug. I ain't gonna front, no joking around. I wanted to give him a hug because I commend him for that, for opening up to me and telling me what he was going through. I wanted to be there for the guy. Like I was sitting there listening to him and I was telling the guys, I was like, yo, we got to get him on the show, for him to experience that. He's experienced through a lot, as from childhood to adulthood, and he's still going through it. And it was a deep conversation. Then after that, when Tom left, it was comedy hour with J-Rod. And it lasted till 3:30 in the morning.
Those are
Yeah,
always
because
good.
he
That's it.
mentioned,
No, but
and
just
he
for me,
mentions every
boy,
time,
in
like
general, I don't want to
the
spend it.
the shout out that Miyagi gave to Filthy Tom.
Bro,
Filthy
leave me
Tom
the file.
still to
Leave
this
me the
day
file.
feels like that was the greatest thing ever.
Take the bills.
It is, man.
It is,
man.
but to him, it was like you just
You
handed him
going
a slam.
downstairs or no?
Like that's how he felt. Like he was that happy because he felt like he had big shoes to fill, And
Like I said, we there for each other, man. When he needs help, we right there and pick him up.
Exactly. The OGs are back, We're still gonna have Logan. We still got Filthy Tom, but basically J-Rod, Base Kit, Mr. Miyagi, they're officially on what we call the MWOGs contract. Like,
Mike Road.
because they're the
I'm an
OG.
OG. That I'm feeling that.
Like that.
Straight out of Brooklyn.
Straight out of Brooklyn.
Straight out of Brooklyn, Mr. Miyagi. Are you
down to
digging
the
the
ring.
glasses though, Mike? Huh?
I'm digging the shades, man. Look, I feel naked right now because y'all sitting here with hoodies on, and I'm just sitting here with a t-shirt, and I'm like, should I just grab a? You know what? Hold that thought. I'm gonna.
Go ahead, Mike. Get your
Look
hoodie
at
on.
this base. Didn't you say I hope you're not naked in the dark earlier?
Yes, sir.
Hashtag
Yes,
naked in the
sir.
dark.
Yes, sir. Shout out
But
to
back-
Namir. Yes, sir.
It's funny because like back to what I was saying about that one particular person, he was being tough about it. He texted me last week talking about he went, try him. I'm like, yo, son, who do you think you are, son? If you did that to me in my face in real life, man, you wouldn't be talking right now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Got my hoodie on with me too. You
There
know
we
what I'm
go.
saying?
Oh
Hoodie
man.
gang. Hoodie gang.
I like it. Gotta have your hoodie, man. Gotta have your
Huh?
hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? Gotta have that hoodie on.
Brothers with hoodies on.
Yeah, I got the hoodie. So I was like,
BWH.
let me
Brothers
join
with
in.
hoodies.
I ain't got no cap or nothing. So I'm pretty much like Miyagi. You got the top part, you got hoodies and caps, and then you got hoodies and no caps, hoodies and shades, and hoodies and caps. Okay.
Exactly. I always wear fitted hats. That's just me.
I know, but I feel like that episode of Chappelle Show where it's like the shirts against the
We're gonna call this one the shirts against the blouse.
glasses. Yeah. We got the caps against the glasses. You know what I'm saying?
Man. When you said Chappelle Show.
Chappelle Show.
Listen, ugh.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle, by the way, also bringing light to a lot of stuff that goes on. I know it has nothing to do with wrestling, but he's also been someone that has been through a lot of bouts with, mental issues and depression and all this other stuff that we talk about here. And he's starting to open up. I don't know if you've seen a couple of the clips from his most recent thing that he did, but if you haven't seen it, it's very recent. Go watch it.
Just be careful with it.
He was shooting from the hip, so to speak, to use the wrestling verbiage. Shooting right from the hip.
Cut a shoe promo.
Yes, he did. Yes,
But I
he
want to.
did.
Matter of fact, thank you for bringing up Dave Chappelle. There's one thing that he said on that show, The Closer, that he brought up, and it had something to do with the LBGT community.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
All right,
That's
so
what I'm talking about.
I forgot the woman's name, but he was mentioning a close friend of his that was basically a transsexual,
Mm-hmm.
and Dave was cool about it, respectful, whatever. And she told people like, "Yo, suck it up. This is how Dave Chappelle is. He's funny. You either deal with it or not. This is what comedy's about. We all get roasted. I get roasted most of the time. Mike gets roasted. Kid gets roasted. I know Miyagi does. I know he gets roasted. I mean, but it's like all in good fun though. We don't be like, yeah, this and that, and go too serious and go too hard about it. Like that one particular person told me I can't take a joke or I can't take any roast. I was like, you guys are aggressive about it, and like you just keep going on and on. It's like annoying.
There's a fine line between roasting and bullying.
Exactly.
And
they tried bullying me. It didn't work. It doesn't affect me.
I had a coworker, right? Because we had like a special lunch, right? We had like a Halloween lunch, and it was like a buffet style, So I had me a plate, and I was gonna say, thanks for the extra work he putting in. But he was trying to be a funny guy for everyone else, talking about no, Mike, you ain't supposed to have a fourth plate. I said, bro, I know you ain't trying to like clown me. I said, first off, and everyone heard me, even the supervisor bust out laughing. I said, before you even try to talk about me or anybody at this table, I said, cut your fucking hair looking like Duncan Penderhughes looking at.
Oh, snap.
Fake ass, Blade Brown looking. My supervisor in the corner laughing her ass off. I'm like, fake ass, Blade Brown looking. I was like, do that thing with your hair, man. I was like, shave your hair before you start talking. And he was like, man, come on. And half of the people there were like Hispanics, right? So then I started using what, little habla español I was using. And he would just, I was clowning him because he was trying to do. And I told him, I said, one phrase I always go by: for every transaction comes with a receipt. All right.
Exactly.
And I looked at him. I said, muchos gracias, pendejo. And they walked up. They were dying. And he was like, what does that even mean? I said, it means you're my friend.
Yeah, I'm sweating.
And
it means you're my friend, dog. Oh my gosh.
The other dude caught on to it because he's like, yeah, man, that's what you call your brother, your friend. He's like, oh, yeah? He said, cool. So that means that make me the cool pendejo, right? And then everyone's like laughing at him because he's just, and I'm looking at him.
Doesn't
like,
know. He doesn't know what it is.
I looked at him. I said, yo, tu amigo es muy loco, man, I said, Espinga es muy pequeño, man. Muy pequeño.
You was going in.
I was like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Yo, lo siento, mamá y papá y Espíritu el Santo. Yo, tu pinga es muy pequeño, cabrón. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Yo, like, it was just how he was acting, like the ignorance. I had to say something.
I mean, sometimes you gotta be a little comical with it,
It's like, dude, you're still the new guy. You're still the new guy, you're still contracted. I'm already in. Like, if anything, you need to chill and figure out, hey man, how could I get in too?
Exactly. You gotta learn from the veteran.
The whole time he was just getting, and everyone was just laughing out. He's like, nah, I get, man, respect, my respect. I said, I don't want your respect, pendejo. Because I started saying it with like a fake Southern accent. I was like, chill out, pendejo.
Get that South Carolina accent.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yo, that was funny. When you came back, you called me when you came back from South Carolina. I was like, he called me cuz. I said, yo, you a Crip son? You Crip walking now?
Oh my god!
The guy was like, he was one of those types. He was just a young, dumb, ignorant dude who would not shut up when people were. He just liked to talk. I'm like, dude, chill. And when he tried to come at me, that was it. I had to shut him down. And he was trying to show off in front of another girl because he's Pakistan, and the girl, she's Pakistan too. And I pretty much shut him down. I said, by the way, let me tell you, because at the time I had to do a town hall meeting in front of 3,000 people. I had to do a presentation, and I killed it at work. So everyone after the rest of that day knew who Mike Thunder was. They knew who Mike Cook was.
They knew what time it is.
Oh, they knew by the clock, after the clock, because it was at the point to where
Carlos
them
Correa.
people were in my DMs.
He said it's my
That was a
time.
great speech. Oh my gosh, that was so amazing. The executive vice president of my department said that she was the one that told my supervisor I was the heart and soul of that department. That I'm pretty much the next in line of being that. And this dude wanted to start some stuff with me. I was like, I looked at the girl he was trying to impress. I said, check this out. I said, you're Pakistan, right? She said, yeah, I am a Paki. Americanized Paki, because she was smelling.
Americanized Peggy.
So I said,
she's a real American now.
I said, let me tell you the world emphasis on Mike World Order. So most people didn't know last week, I ended up befriending 2 of the top major politicians from Pakistan. They were in DC. They went to the store I was at. Y'all saw the photos.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yes, they're legit. Ibrahim Butt blew up my phone this morning because he finally saw the photos. Because he was like, they're so famous. She's so well known. She's very beautiful. I said, yes. And she wanted me to get a photo with just her. And I was like, but your husband's right there. He's okay. I was like, where? So I'm trying to look all smooth with the photo. I'm trying to look all smooth.
Smooth like butter.
My gosh.
Oh my God.
When she saw them photos, she was like, oh my gosh, my parents know who they are. Oh my God, you're practically like a celebrity. I said, World Order, baby. So she ended up I ended up forwarding her the photos because she was like, can I get your number? I was like, sure. And he's sitting there just butthurt. I looked at him, I said, sit down, Pendeco.
You got him good.
Oh, he couldn't come back from that. I was like, dude, you're a kid. I'm a grown ass man. All right.
Oh,
there's some men that act like kids.
Some
I'm telling you,
pendecos.
man, these keyboard warriors, man, they need to sit down. They've been so sheltered inside being keyboard warriors. When it comes to being in public working a job, they don't know how to act. That's the bad part of this current generation.
Exactly.
Like, just not all of them, just a small percentage. Like, our fan base has more intelligence than some of the people I pay attention to. You know, it was just wild. It was so wild. I feel so comfortable right now in my hoodie, but I'm so doing this every time y'all send me an invite. I'm showing up with the hoodie.
Oh my God, my kid's funny.
Hey, yo, Mike World Order crew, we're wearing onesies next week. Yo.
Speaking of the crew, shout out to the MWO crew, the fan base out there.
That's
oh
right.
My God,
We're
I love those guys.
We're taking a break this week. Okay, I definitely need a break. So there will be no Mike World
Mikey
Order
Starks
live.
doesn't want a break.
Yeah, I'm taking a break, man.
Mikey Starks had me dying last night. Did you hear what he said last night? He had me rolling.
Oh my gosh.
It had something to do with the E-Fed, right? So we was talking about it, and some guy pissed him off. You know how Mikey Starks is.
Yes, Mike is a firecracker.
Yo, when he gets going, he gets going.
I love it though. I admit it. I love fucking with Mikey because when you get Mikey like that, that's when Mikey's the most motivated.
And like, it's funny too because like a name is Goulet was cracking up the whole entire night. So that's just like not even laughing about it, but her mom was. When Blue Eye was right next to her, like cracking up. You were just like cracking jokes the whole night.
Shout out to Filthy Tom's future wife, Wendy Darling.
Oh my God.
Oh, but yeah, she's gonna kick my ass for that one. My bad, Moxie. I'm still your advocate since she had her 3rd title defense on the Mike World Order Strong Chat Championship of the World. Because it's even at the point where I hype her up by giving her a Paul Heyman like intro. Like that's how much I put effort into Moxie's championship reign. Even though she's doing all the work, I'm just like the hype man. So I'm like her basically her Paul Heyman. So I guess her being.
So you're basically like a favor play.
He's the hype man. How Leo Rush was a hype man to Bobby Lashley.
Be like, he's the man in the
Listen,
house.
Bobby,
Man in the
Leo
house.
Rush made that announcement of Bobby Lashley. The almighty Bobby Lashley was Leon Rush, honestly.
And
Y'all
then
want-
he's like, Lashley.
Speaking of Nameless Goulet, where's she at? I'm her advocate.
So here's what's going on right now. I'm actually doing a double broadcast. So not only right now am I on my bad. It is what it is. But I'm also doing a Mike World Order After Dark live watch along of It Is What It Is. So right now I got another chat room going on with me, Nameless Goulet, Punk Rocker, aka Moxie, and Mikey Starks. We're all in the chat room together watching this show live. Because that's pretty much the
I
subject.
appreciate it, brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
our
Thank you
that's
for
our
coming
Friday
on
night
watching the show
NWO
now.
After Dark sessions where we watch the show live, but in a private room. So we all support the show because that's what's going to help us all build together. So see, we right now you got the Mike World Order crew watching. It is what it is. They're
And they're
all
watching
watching it
it.
right now. Matter of fact,
Giving me the vibes from what was it when Vince bought WCW? This simulcast is being broadcast.
yeah, see, they're all watching right now. Hey, crew,
Yo.
wave to the crew. See, they're all waving. See,
Nice.
There
that's
they
how
are.
we make it happen. We do big things. Y'all know what time it is.
For money, that's good.
I got people at my job saying
$10
that.
for my PlayStation.
I got people at my job saying that catchphrase. You know what time it is. Trying
There
to
you go.
impersonate my raspy voice. Come about some, yeah, you know what time it is.
Yeah, you know what
Say what's up, y'all. This so and so. Trying to be like Mike
I
Thunder.
can't
You
do
know
it.
what time it is.
I can't do it.
What?
I
my
tried. I
raspy
could do
voice?
I could do the
Come
whole.
on, do it. You gotta do it.
You know what time it is. It is what it is time. That's what it
right.
is.
You know what time it is, brother. It is what it is. Yeah.
You
Dig
know
it
what
there.
time
There
it
you
is. It is what it is, motherfucker.
Yo, look at
I think
Kid's
that
face.
fireball's hitting now.
That was Cartman, guys. My
Oh my
Okay,
god, he went to South Park days.
I said, suck my balls, bitch. It is what it is.
That was
Jesus
actually
Christ.
really good.
Yo, that was
Pretty
on
good, right? It was
point.
good.
Holy crap.
That was
It was
really
good, baby.
Jesus
Yeah, because
Christ,
you know
that
what?
was
You know why it's
hilarious.
really even better? Because I was working on something on the side here while you guys were talking, and I have your face covered on the podcast. So I just hear Cartman. I didn't see your face. I just hear Cartman.
That's
So,
what
yes.
had me laughing. And then when I
Yes,
looked
10
at
out of
you,
Well, I
10.
think you appreciate, bitch. I think you appreciate.
It's too on point.
yo,
Too on point.
this shit is
Way
wild.
too on
Yo,
point.
Mike,
We're gonna have to turn that into a
Mike,
bit. We're gonna
how
have
you
to turn
think I
that
should
into a
start
bit
talking
now.
like that for other places? On the phone, prank people and shit?
Crank yankers.
I think we're gonna need that. That needs to somehow become a bit here on this show,
All right.
where we have a
Cool.
Cartman segment,
Yes.
and maybe we'll
Where's
have you
Joey?
read something
Oh,
in
Joey's not
Cartman
here.
Where's
voice.
Joey at? We need Joey.
He should have clipped that one. That would have been.
Joey's a being a bitch. He's missing out of his money.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Yo, this beats Mikey Whipwreck's Mickey Mouse impersonation. Yeah.
Wow.
This is
Yeah, he did that on FRM. I remember that.
how you doing, pal? Huh?
Well, all right, well, guys,
wow.
Mr. Miyagi wants to say this. Cartman is not that guy is crazy. He sometimes he comes around. You know what I'm
I
saying?
see. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's like me doing
He's part of
impersonation.
he's part of base world order like conspiracy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I feel like I want to cry now from laughing.
Yeah.
BWO
Me,
now.
I got my
It's
conspiracies.
BWO. Conspiracy
yeah.
theories.
We're
guys.
gonna
Live on
build. We're
television.
gonna build.
You know,
basic-
because Cartman has cousin. He has John Felipe the Third. He
He
has
said John Felipe the Third.
he has Johnny Punani.
I can't.
Oh
with
my
John.
God.
You know, but she don't fuck Johnny Pinani. And you know what I'm saying? And John Felipe the third, and he's like, "Go suck bills, bitch." And then you know you got Kitty. Kitty be the Kitty. She want to eat my cheese puffs. Kitty, where's my fucking cheese puffs?
Jesus Christ. I'm going back to church.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go to
my
church,
God.
man.
I need the Lord Jesus.
I need the Lord right now.
I can't wait
Oh
for the
my
replay of
gosh.
this.
Then you know how you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison. You know you got that one.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Your voice don't hurt from doing that?
Nah.
You got a gift.
Oh
gotta
my
give.
God. Yo, you gotta give.
You know, because like, you know, Miss Piggy wants to come and take over my world and shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. All right, I don't give a fuck about your frog ass dick. Well, why are you being so sensitive? Why are you being so mean?
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
I'm Kermit
What
the
is
Frog.
happening?
Oh my God, we went from serious to comedy. This is what happens when Mike Thunder comes to it is what it is.
Yo, this is behind the scenes. If it is
Oh
what it
my
is.
God,
No,
it is. I think we should do it after dark sometimes. This is too much.
I had to do this for Mike. I had to do this for Mike. You know, I had to do this
He
for
loves
Mike.
it.
Because Mike
He
is
loves
going
it.
through it, but yeah, we love it, man. This is what Mike needs, man. He needs it.
That was good. That was really good.
Oh, it's like Mac Stocks here, you know.
I popped for that one big time. That I actually popped for that one. That was really that was
Because you know,
Yeah,
I
but-
throw salt on them because I'm too
Oh my
pretty.
God.
Mom, I need you to put it back in your phone.
That was
Oh,
funny,
man.
yo. Mikey Starks is like, yo, listen, bitch.
Well,
I'm
that's
watching
my
your mama
impersonation
step
of Kermit the Frog and Carmen, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Mikey Starks had me dying last night, so I wanted to try to do an impersonation of Mikey Starks if you guys don't mind.
Look,
See, when I go up in there, your career's over, baby. All right? Listen, bitch. I want my money by tomorrow. That's Mikey Starks. That's the way he was talking
Well,
last
see,
night.
I missed it. I wasn't
Yeah.
there, so I'm
It
just-
was him. He's like,
oh
listen,
my
let me.
gosh, that reminds me too much of my Dusty Rhodes impersonation.
the Dusty
Oh
was
my
good.
God,
Oh,
you're just
man,
Rose, baby. You
That
know,
Dusty, hey, that Dusty be on point. My
you
Dusty
gotta be
sound
funky like a monkey, baby. Yeah.
you talking about
You
some
know,
yeah, baby. This the American
I
dream,
can't
baby.
do it. You
You know
can
what I'm
do it
saying,
better
baby?
than me.
This how I do it up in here. We make sure I give him that bionic elbow right here. I put all the stank on it too. I be like, boom, baby. And then afterwards, I'm gonna go after
He does.
and I'm gonna put my big old body and rub a dub on him, just like I do with Sapphire every night, baby.
Oh my
This is
God.
American Green, baby. You know what I'm saying? Whether you black or white or in between, you still got the American Green, daddy. And I'm gonna smother her like I do JR's barbecue sauce all over my ribs. I make the magic. I still got the magic, daddy. You know what I'm saying? I had to tell that dumbass Dustin every time. Dustin, if you would have listened to me, you would have been world heavyweight champion, baby. Just like your father, Dustin Rhodes, the NWA world heavyweight champion for 3 times.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying?
That
But
was
you know what?
funny.
That's okay. Because you know what? Cody, my son Cody, that is the apple of my eye. Cody, he made sure he listened to his father. He got a taste of that chocolate. And as soon as he got that
Oh
chocolate,
my
you know
God.
what happened? My son became the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, baby. You know what I'm saying? He made it happen, baby.
Oh
He
my
gave
God.
it that boogie woogie woogie on that Nick Aldis. You know, talking about some tea and crumpets. No, baby. We all about the biscuits and gravy up in here. And then we still
Biscuits
got
and gravy.
my son gave it the glow, baby. He gave it that
Oh
soul
my
glow with that
God.
blonde hair in
I'm
the air.
sweating over
See,
your
a
phone
lot
of
of people
laughter.
didn't know. A lot of y'all didn't know. See, I taught Cody. I made Cody use he used Afro Sheen for his hair. That's why his hair stayed together. You know, he had to learn from his daddy. You know what I'm saying? You know, he had to learn from his dad how to do the American Dream. You know, the hair. He had to get the hair going. You know, so you had to listen. See, Dustin, he didn't want to listen. He was trying to be like me so much. That's why he ended up being Gold Dust. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all funny go. So Dustin was doing Gold Dust shit way before he was Gold Dust. I used to come home from my wrestling matches, be traveling, going after the Ric Flairs and the Ronnie Garvins and the Road Warriors, and going after the Dr. Death Steve Williams every time before a show starts. I be
Oh,
seeing him and Lex Luger and Sting. They be walking down the bathroom talking about we about to go play, we gonna party, baby. And that's what they do it every time. They just,
party, baby?
Yeah,
What the fuck you mean by that, bitch?
that mean, look here, little fat boy. They gonna be partying.
Fat boy, bitch. You're a fucking fat boy, you fucking Jew.
I ain't no Jew, baby. I'm from the South, baby. I don't care for the Jews. I just care for the chocolate, baby, and the sweater of my balls. With some and that's how I did. I had to tell. I walked in that room and I see Dustin putting on his mama's dress and got on his makeup. I said, boy, you better get your ass out of that outfit. I'm gonna whip you. I'm gonna spank you. Don't lost your damn mind, boy. And he looked at me and said, Daddy, I'm gonna be the world heavyweight champion.
What the hell's getting there?
I'm talking about my crazy son, Dustin. Dustin got caught in the dress. He was doing that.
We got a little improv comedy here tonight.
Some gold dust shit right before he was even gold. See, the reason why he would call gold.
We need this bass kid to do the rock voiceover.
No, not yet. I'm still feeling under the weather.
He said, Vince, I'm gonna wear a dress and I'm gonna be your Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion.
Oh God,
that's what happened with Dustin. That's what he did it twice, and then the boy done lost his damn mind when he was with that Luna Vachon because she was crazy. She was crazy, but you know what? I was glad he left that woman Terry. Terry was no good for him. He was no good. That's Brian Pillman leftovers, okay? Brian Pillman was all up in 2/3 of Atlanta. Okay.
Oh Lord.
Okay, Brian Pillman was in 2/3 of Atlanta. The women in Atlanta, you know when they be in when Brian Pillman's up in it because he leave curly blonde hair afterwards.
Mother soup.
I hear it every time with that raspy voice of his. He looks at me and everything. He look at me. So I look at him. I said, "Boy, you done lost your damn mind. You're gonna feel it."
Well.
And then he looked at me and I said, "My name is Brian fucking Pillman, and it's one of those things that you do. You don't even think about when you do it. You just get in the ring and then you jump up and you go out. We're not afraid of you." Woo!
Well.
Hold his ass.
Oh my gosh!
Tell him, Hawk.
Well,
hold his ass. Well.
hold his ass. And then
I'm gonna get Ric Flair in the ring.
And then we're gonna take him in the bedroom. And then we're gonna go out
I can't even do the whole.
We're gonna put him in the cuckold, and we're gonna go after family members next. What a rush!
Yeah,
Now it's time for me to do
Oh.
the Tony Schiavone impression. He's got him in the cuckold. It's Sting.
Sting comes out. They put Sting in the cuckold.
How you believe it?
Oh my God.
No soul.
He's
He
ordering
don't
food.
paid enough for this.
Yo, Miyagi, you ordering food right now? Yo, let me get
Yo, let me get
a
a
slice of
chicken cutlet.
pepperoni.
Let me get a chicken cutlet because
Nah,
I'm
man. Don't look at me like I'm gross. I'm eating my
I ain't looking at you like you're gross. I want me.
What is
no.
that?
is
This
that?
is a morcilla. This is a blood sausage.
Oh, Puerto Rican food.
Oh, that did
That's
not
my
look like a
shit.
blood sausage. That did not look like a blood sausage. But the
No, no,
Filipinos
no.
call it that chocolate mousse. But
No,
Oh,
this is
no.
a blood sausage.
I thought that was a really ripe banana.
that ain't
No,
That's the
blood
morcilla.
sausage. It's a
Yeah, it's blood
morcilla.
sausage.
I'm,
My
Why
grandma
is
used
it
to
that
cut
color?
those.
I'm a
It's
part-time
it's
Muslim
blood.
on
It's blood.
Saturdays.
It's a blood sausage. You never had that?
It's
No,
all
and I
blood.
never will.
It's
No, and I
banging,
never-
brother.
I
It's
never
spicy
will.
and it's banging.
Yo,
No,
don't ever use spicy and banging.
It's just, brother. It's base.
no,
You eat pork chops?
No, I
No,
don't eat
sir.
no type of pork.
You don't eat
man.
pork?
nope.
Nope.
Okay, that's why. All right, no problem.
Turkey, bacon, poppy all day
It's
long.
basically pork with rice with blood.
I
Pig
eat
blood.
beef.
Pig blood.
I eat
Pig
beef.
blood.
Yeah,
I
my
eat beef
grandmother used to
bacon.
make
Nah,
that.
I'm good on that. I'm good on that. That's that carry wave. I'm good on that. No pig's blood over here. We good out here.
My wife always used to call me a fake Puerto Rican because I never eat none of that stuff.
You don't eat that shit, bro? That shit
My
is
brother,
banging, bro.
I can't take when my grandmother used to cook, I couldn't take the smell.
My brother. That and
I couldn't take
bacalao.
it.
I can't stand the smell of bacalao either. I think it's gross.
What? Yo, bro, you bugging.
think
I used to like
it's frozen.
He's not
bacalao, but
lying.
then
He's not
Salty
into it.
My
fish.
mother makes it both ways. She makes it the Spanish way and the salad way.
I don't care
I
what
don't want
way
it
it's
either
made.
way.
I don't want it anyway.
Me neither. I'm with Basecamp. I don't
he
want
doesn't
it.
want it anyway. Ooh.
The farthest I'll dip is the arroz con gandules. That's what I like. That's it.
I love me
You
some
ever ate
arroz.
pig's feet?
Hell no. What? That's
Chicken feet?
disgusting. Oh no.
That's
Oh
my shit.
no. Oh
He said-
no.
I'm not gonna front. No offense. Don't take any offense to it. But I always thought that was like some witchcraft stuff where people be eating that stuff.
Oh, thanks.
Nah, man.
That's like
Hard
that's
pass.
like
Nah,
black
man.
people being allergic to collard greens.
I
I don't
grew
like
up on
collard
pasta and
I know you don't. Mike doesn't like collard
pasta
greens.
and pasta.
Yo,
and
bro, in
lasagna.
Puerto Rico, that's what they make. You eat the whole pig, the whole chicken, everything.
They
But
chunk
you know I'm
that
not
reminds me
full
of
Puerto Rican, right?
North Carolina.
I'm Italian too.
I just look Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
I look Dominican, so I got
Yo,
the
bro,
raised by
Italians eat blood sausage.
Not my family.
No, I don't.
Nah, we
My,
good on that.
my mom tried to
Yeah,
insult me
man,
like
you
you
can
ain't
have
you
that,
ain't Puerto
dog.
Rican, you
I'm okay.
Have you
Dominican.
ever
That
ate
sounds
frog
strange.
legs?
Wait,
Frog
eating
legs?
what?
No.
It tastes like chicken.
Frog
I
legs?
think the most
That
exotic.
sounds
guy
like
that-
something from the bayou in Louisiana. I'm not no.
Oh, he
No.
got
No,
southern
bro,
too
they
now.
make that in Coney Island.
No.
I
No
ain't
thanks.
gonna lie though.
The only food, mira,
Rattlesnake
papi.
caught
the
Yo,
only
he's just
food-
naming like the things that I find
Yo,
the
but
most
hold
gross
on.
to eat.
We should do it after dark because we already went past the
Oh yeah,
time,
guys.
guys.
Oops.
Oh, yeah, I
So
mean,
let's
Oh,
do it
matter of
after
fact,
dark.
Miyagi, do the announcement. Do the
Yeah, do the
announcement.
announcement.
Alright.
Do the announcement, and then we'll do the
We got a
Guys.
special announcement for next week's
Other thing.
episode.
Special announcement. Starting next Monday, boy, for our next Friday episode, we will be having a special guest besides Mike, but we have a big legend. WWE 1996 Hall of Famer Johnny Rodz will be a part of my show for next week, Friday. And there will be a preview before Monday when I'm at the gym live at Gleason's Gym. So, guys, that will be the next episode. He will be in It Is What It Is. And to be honest with you guys, the man who started It Is What It Is, when y'all look in the locker room, when I get to his office, is going to be on top of his door. It is what it is. So, yes, J-Rod, that's who the man who named this show for me. So, we will be live
Oh,
at
even better.
Gleason's
Look at
Gym
that.
with the legend himself.
I gotta be on my best behavior though.
I gotta get my hoodie.
So yes, anybody who's watching with us right now, join us for It Is What It Is After Dark.
That's
After
right.
dark.
I still got
Well-
my after dark group going, so
Why don't we just get
Uh,
together and be
that would make.
alright?
So I got 3 other people that make us 7. Like, are y'all
Can
using
7
the
people
basic
fit
account?
into one or no?
Do you got a basic
Yo,
account or?
give me
premium?
a
Yeah, I got a
roll.
basic
1 second. You heard Jesse? I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, see, I
Yeah,
got basic too. Basic only gets you 6.
we'll figure it out. But we're gonna end the show here tonight. Thank you guys for coming on the show. We had some comedy hour. It went from we were serious for a minute, and then to the end we brought some comedy, and I lost track of time. Like
we
me,
started low and we finished high.
Because you know why?
because it's
let's
the
be-
MWOO.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say this is all this episode right now. This second half of the segment. This is a testament for everyone out there listening that the best way to get over mental health is to always vibe with your tribe. I want y'all to really let that sink in y'all's head right now. MWO vibes with It Is What It Is. We vibe with our tribes. Think about that, people. I want that as some final words for y'all to think about, because that's the only way we're going to get over this hump with mental health. We can't, and Miyagi said it best. It's not about just one person. It's about the people that are around you that want to be there for you, because they don't have to, but they want to. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm very honored to be on an episode of It Is What It Is, because this show was what helped me get through the dark, coming out in the light, especially being naked in the dark, but being clothed in the light. But I love you guys. Miyagi, J-Rod, Basecamp, I love you guys.
We love you
I
too.
appreciate you having me on this Friday
love
night.
you too, Mike.
You know, I look forward to coming back. Any episode, doesn't matter. You know, you guys, the open door is always open with Mike World Order when y'all would have popped on. Y'all on the OG's contract. So
Woo!
That's right.
Handshake
You know, there wasn't
agreement,
even-
baby.
that's
Even
right.
though
Let's
even though
go.
there's no contract, but hey, we're there.
There's no contract, but you know what I mean. You know,
Working on territories.
You know,
Working on
geez.
territory rules.
yeah, the territory
Territory
rules. It's the
rules.
territory rules, baby.
There
It's like
it
they do it with
is.
the Von eggs and the funks. We like to make sure that everybody get a little piece of theirs. We all gonna get a piece of the pie because I so is hungry. Because I want me some apple pie, baby. And maybe a pizza pie to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Have me an Ultimate Warrior suck up. Oh my
Too
goodness.
good. The
Well,
impressions
anywho.
are too good. I need to come up with a good impression so I can be part of the impressions.
Yo, that Cartman was on point though. I
It
can't wait
was.
for y'all to end this episode because the
All
first
right.
thing I'm gonna do is I'm about to go on rewind and hear that shit again.
You have
It's
to.
funnier when you're hearing it and looking at Miyagi.
Yo, we could clip it too. We could clip it too since it's gonna be on the VODs.
Yeah, it's gonna be on the bar. We gotta clip
on
it and
it,
then we're
too.
gonna
I'll
we're
be
gonna
like,
highlight it.
We'll make some
watch
highlights.
Y'all
Sounds
definitely
good.
need to
Yeah, we
watch
gotta make
this.
a page for our podcast too. On
Yeah, y'all get-
YouTube.
when are
and,
y'all gonna go mainstream? Get on Spotify and Apple and all that.
I downloaded the whole VODs. I downloaded it from Twitch and into my computers. But the thing is, I gotta
Just-
figure out how.
I got you. I
All
got
right,
you.
cool. Just
Because
let
I
me
was
know.
about to say, you guys got an Anchor account.
Yeah, I got an Anchor account.
I'm gonna send you the software where you can rip the audio off of Twitch and pop it on there. This is the secret of what I do on my show.
And you turn it to an MP4 file or MP3, however, whatever file.
But there's a site
type
where
it.
you just post a link and it
Mhm.
turns it to an MP4 or MP3.
Oh, see, that's better. And that's gonna save a lot of space for you, J Rod, on your.
And
Yeah, that's what
time.
I'm gonna do. See,
saves
we
time.
know to know.
See,
The
that's
more you
that's
know.
what we hear.
Or
If you
suckers
don't
got to
know, now
know.
you know.
I know Miyagi, he stepped out for a minute, but guys, we want to thank you. Appreciate you come
Cartman.
on to the show. We're going to the It Is What It Is after show, as we call it for
Okay.
now, until we figure it out. If we
'cause
can.
I'm about to go back to. I don't want to leave my little group hanging because, you know, that's the hard part about being split between two shows. Is like, know,
That's too much stress, Mike. That's too
I got
much
the
stress.
OGs. I got too much. Yeah, look. My body's going through enough stress as it is because they ended up
Yeah.
hearing some more stuff because there was more stuff that's going on with my health that I didn't mention on Wednesday night show because I was already not in the right space.
Yeah,
you
you
know,
was
'cause
fatigued. I could tell.
That's because my kidney's been shutting down on and off. My right kidney.
Well, that's not good.
That's because I'm putting too much stress on my body from work.
Mhm.
But this is finally the last weekend of me getting rid of my part-time job because the money that I'm making at my full-time don't need it.
Adrena, can you come over for a second?
Which is so weird because it feels like retiring.
Come on.
This is the first time in 15 years, guys, that I'm working with just one job.
Wow, you
That
can
is
really
weird.
pedal to the floor.
Yes, since
Mike
age
goes,
18.
he does it all.
You need
Hold
you
on one
need that
second.
you need that break. You need that rest. You
We're not
need that
gonna end
extra
the show
time.
without Fuba.
Oh yeah, trust me.
Adrena, come
Everyone who's
over.
been getting on my ass about I need the rest. I need the rest.
What are you doing?
So,
Hey, can you do the Cartman one more time before I jet?
well, I say, I want to thank you for joining the It Is What It Is podcast, Mike Wilder. Thank you very much, bitch. Thank you very much, bitch.
To everybody in the nation.
This is Wanda. She got out of rehab.
This is
I just picked her up today.
okay. That's my daughter Adrena, my oldest one. My little one's knocked out upstairs. So I just want to present my daughter, future wrestling champion, if she wants to get involved with wrestling.
Yes,
You see
and I will
Uncle
be her
Mike,
teacher.
you see Uncle Mike, you see Kip, and you see my boy Jay. When MWO for like throw it up, throw it up, throw it
Throw
up.
'em up. Throw him
Throw
a
it up.
globe, princess. Come on. Don't be
Boom.
ashamed. Throw it up with your uncle.
Throw it up with
remember
your
you
uncle.
when
All
you
right,
She's
said
all right.
this
gone.
little.
She's out of here.
She's like, I'm trying to be cool.
I'm not.
not
No, I
Anyway.
wasn't trying to do that. But I always get my family. Every time
Yes.
I stream my video games before I was doing the podcast. I used to always have my kids involved, and
Hmm.
not just because I want to try to get ratings.
I gotta go to the store, guys.
Oh,
He said,
all right. So we're gonna
He
end
said,
right
"Do the
now.
close. Do the close. Do the
Yeah,
close."
I'll do the close. So, guys, thank you. Peace out. Tune on next Friday, 9 p.m. Johnny Ross will be on the show. We want to
Yeah.
give a shout out to Mike Cook for the MWO. Follow him. Twitch,
You know what
Twitter,
time it is.
Instagram. You know what time it is. Base Kit, Pumbaa. Thank you, and we appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Now let's get out of this bitch.